still have MediaCom, and
Lance, bad choice.
Right, that's true.
Bad choice.
Well, I thought about getting Stratford when they first came through, and they were like, we got to go through and tag your yard and all of that. But I didn't do it because a while back we had MediaCom and their, nobody cares about this.
Yep.
We had MediaCom and their DVR.
Yep.
But then we canceled the DVR, we canceled the cable, and just got the internet because I use a ridiculous amount of bandwidth for my internet.
Yep.
But then we found out that we still had cable, but we weren't paying for it.
Okay, understandable. But
And
Stratford's amazing.
And I mean, we mostly use apps.
It
but
is too.
but it's like, ooh, if we get rid of that, maybe they'll cut the signal. But
Right.
breaking news, and I'm not sure if this is a permanent thing or what happened, but I didn't touch anything. It stopped working yesterday.
It's because I knew.
Yeah, I think Shannon ratted me out.
I ratted you out. No, Stratford's just amazing.
I believe it.
Amazing.
I mean,
amazing.
is that fiber optic?
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I'll think about it. Anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with
I
anything.
was gonna say this is not part of this episode.
Welcome back. We're here again. It is Monday morning. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna dive into some things, but first, Scandinavian Days is over for another year.
Scandinavian
So
Days is over for another year.
Everybody can rest easy. Mostly Shannon.
Yep, it's vacation time or something like that. I don't know.
Something.
No, it was a huge success, and thanks to everybody that helped over the weekend.
And you didn't want to take a 2-week vacation?
I'm not taking
or-
a 2-week hiatus. Actually,
Okay.
I'm starting playing in a Iowa State Fair. Can you believe that?
Wow. Wait. Explain. Go
Yep.
on.
So
Blah, blah.
yes. So Story City is part of Central Iowa Tourism, and Central Iowa Tourism partners with the Iowa Tourism Out of the State office.
Okay.
And we have a booth in the Varied Industries building. And so 2 days, typically, Story City goes, and we represent everything about Story City and talk to people about coming to visit. So it's a huge tourism draw for us. So busy working on that now that Scandinavian Days is done.
Awesome. I didn't know that you were involved in that.
I am. So I actually am the almost president. I'm finishing up my
Nice.
vice president term with Central Iowa Tourism, and will become the president this fall. And
Are you replacing someone then?
yep. So
Okay.
based on term, so her term is up. So you did the role, and
Oh,
I didn't really put it
politics.
together when I
forgot about
said I'll be a
terms.
vice president. That meant I'll
Yeah,
be the
right.
president.
For a second there, just because I watched too many movies, I was thinking that there would have to be some sort of battle
No battle.
for the presidency.
No. I don't think there's a long list of people saying I want to be the president.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like every organization, but I'm excited. It's a great thing. So being able to partner with other tourism industries in the state,
Nice.
as we all kind of feed off of each other. But I kind of was going to go on to one of our big tourism things is the carousel, and I know you were there on Memorial Day.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wasn't there for the entire time. I was there for a decent amount of time, but I feel like we had a good turnout.
We did.
It was funny seeing people walk up, and then I believe for a while there, Lars was in charge of telling people that the rides were on Judge Story.
Yes. Yep.
But
yep.
it was like blowing their minds
It
that they
was.
didn't have to spend, what, $2?
It's $1 per
$1.
person. It's
Yeah,
still one of the
they-
most economic things.
They were
to do.
like, oh my God, thank you so much. I didn't know how I was going to feed my children tonight. And we're like, listen, it's the least that we could do.
Yeah, so that's been something new that we started, not because people can't feed their children,
Right,
but
right.
that I work with a lot of different organizations and businesses to offer sponsorship night. Most of our sponsorships are on Wednesday evenings from 5 to 7, where that we offer free rides. But we kicked off this season with Memorial Day and Judge Story, helping promote Something Run that happened at Scandinavian
yeah.
Days, that they offered free rides. And so we gave 353 rides that day in 2 hours, mind you, 2 hours.
Wow. How old is the carousel?
Carousel was built in 1913, so it is 111 years old this year.
Yikes.
It is, same age as you and I put together plus some.
I don't want to get anybody in trouble here, but I couldn't help but notice that when I was writing the carousel, a lot of those songs sound very familiar.
The songs probably do sound familiar as they are original reels to the Wurlitzer. Yes.
They are. So it came with it.
Yeah. So the
Okay.
Wurlitzer is actually a little younger.
I was like, is that Zippity Doodah?
It was Zippity Doodah.
Yeah.
So the Wurlitzer organ that's in there is actually 1936. So
All right, so it's legit.
it is legit.
All right,
It
we're
is
not
legit.
we're not completely ripping off Disney.
No,
at the carousel.
it's legit. So yeah, so the carousel does have kind of a unique story to our community, and I think a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
It actually was owned by a gentleman from Grundy Center originally, and he traveled with it. So that carousel traveled to different locations. A lot of our people in Story City remember it used to be kind of just down the street here. Most people remember it as the old Dollar General parking lot most recently, or
Yeah.
where the storage units are. It would get set up there. Rides then were a nickel. And so the story
Wow.
of that, of just kids saying, my parents gave me a quarter so I could do 5 rides, So
That's funny.
I would say over the years, going from a nickel to saying that we're still only $1 is
Yeah.
probably the most affordable thing we can have. So it did take a little hiatus in 1977 when we had to restore it.
Did you come with notes about the carousel?
I did because,
First of all, I had no idea that you
Yeah.
had notes about the carousel.
I do
I
have
was
notes.
just diving in of my own accord.
I know.
So,
I do have a few notes because years, I'm still on
Right.
a little bit of Scandinavian Day lag. So my brain with the
bet you
years
are.
is just a little bit off. So so actually the Story City Greater Chamber of Congress bought it from the gentleman in Grundy Center in 1938. So we've owned it since then, traveled, they set it up, take it down, and then it took a temporary retirement in 1977. So
wow.
before even you and I got to hang out,
Yeah.
it took a retirement. And then they kind of sanded the animals, got the animals repainted.
So was that
and all
in a while back you had me convert some videos, and
Yep.
in some of those tapes it showed that process.
restoration.
Was that
Yep.
that year?
Yep.
Okay.
That was that
Gotcha.
process. And that process, I think they told me, took quite a little bit because I don't know if I have the exact, but they took them all to Roland. They removed the layers of paint, painted it into the original colors to match the original shades. It took about 18 months.
Okay.
So the original stencils, colors, prints to restore to its original state. And then as it is today, the structure that the carousel's in was built and then had a grand opening of it all on June 4th of 1982 with a huge dedication.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a big part of our history as we talk about things in Story City with a history.
Yeah. I was like 3 months old.
So you're as old as the building now.
Well, and then recently the building was kind of revamped, revived.
We did a
again.
revamping 2019.
Yeah.
Right there before COVID. Added the 4th set of doors so we would get better airflow.
Yeah, that's great.
People always ask, is the building air conditioned or anything? Nope. It's all based on the doors opening and the air outside moving around.
Right.
So yeah, it was a great addition. We changed the colors of the building, then made it just enhanced it a little bit.
Good.
So yeah, that was the most recent renovation, and hopefully we'll be good for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think one of the things people always ask is, oh, how do you get all the volunteers? Because the carousel used to be ran on volunteers. Mm-hmm. Not anymore.
Right.
So since pretty much the pandemic, I go fully with paid staff. I have a staff person over the age of 18 because you have to be 18 to operate the
Yeah.
carousel, and then an under the age of 18 to do the ticket booth. So I run
Yeah.
with 2 staff at all time, and it's been great. We miss the volunteers. We will still use volunteers, but you will always have at least 1 paid staff with you.
And this past weekend, it was Rihanna.
It was.
And she did her job beautifully and yelled at me when I tried to walk in with one of these.
That's true.
And she said, Lance, you must leave that on the outside of the gates. And I said, I promise you, I will once I get to the other side. And she looked at me like she didn't believe me.
That is one of the rules.
Which makes the best employee.
Yes. Yes. So I have been blessed to have Rihanna Kopis. She started with me before she turned 18 and now has went from ticket booth to operator.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
actually have been blessed with three of my staff this year are back from previous years.
Okay.
Now training a younger Kopis. Max is one of my new trainees.
You're going through all the
I'm going through all the
Yeah.
Kopises. So a shout out to the Kopis family. I'm so sorry that you only had 3 kids. I wish you would have had more.
There's still time, John.
There's still time.
Still time.
Yep. So blessed to have that.
Way to
And
get called out.
I
on a
know,
podcast.
right? On a podcast. Have more kids. So always looking for new staff members at the carousel, and also volunteers.
Yeah.
You'll see if you were around this past weekend at the carousel, I ran with staff and volunteers because 2 staff can't do it by themselves. It takes a village, or it took a village to do that. So yeah, all hands on deck, this past weekend. And so I'm blessed to have those families that have multiple children or multiple generations that love to help at the carousel.
Great. To be fair to Rihanna, I am a notorious rule breaker. So it's for the best
That is true.
that she calls me out.
Lars Score might have been one of those too, but
Yeah.
naughty.
Well, no, he's known.
Yeah.
For anybody that actually watches this, if you're curious, why do I always look this way? It's where all the controls are, and I just want to make sure that levels are good. It's really boring, but somebody has to be watching, and they're like, why does he keep, is there a dog in the corner?
And
What
to
is
be honest,
happening?
he told me to watch it, and I'm trying to remember what my name is
Right.
this week.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Right. Right. Hey, there was some. Where'd my phone go? There was some. We had some chatter on the previous
We did.
episode, which was great, and it was awesome that so many people decided to check in and see what it was all about. And for all the compliments, thank you so much to all the haters. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Not going anywhere. So I saw these comments in here where Skip had brought up that he thought that the name changed from Fairview to Story City in 1881. And Kate from the
Historical Society. Yep.
Historical Society. I was going to say museum.
it's
I'm
okay.
terrible at
Museums,
things.
historical.
Yeah, she was like, and she came in and she was like, actually, it was 1857. And she kind of went on about that. She said, I'm just going to read what she said. She said, Skip, back up. No, she didn't say that. She said, technically the name change happened all the way back in 1857 when they wanted to open the first post office in Fairview. But there was already a Fairview in eastern Iowa with a post office, and I guess you're not allowed to do that. So, to my knowledge, her knowledge, not mine, that area of town by St. Petri and the high school went by Fairview still until the town formally established in what Skip thought was 1881. So I enjoyed reading the discourse there. That was cool.
And that's great. That's why we have Kate with museums and in the Historical Society, because I don't know all that stuff. That is her specialty. So thank you, Kate, for jumping on to
I
say
think
that.
you've got the current events.
I have current,
covered,
yeah.
where she covers the history of things, right?
Which is great.
She's immersed in it
It takes
all the
all of
time.
us in the community to remember those things and document those things.
Right,
So
right.
it is awesome that way.
I also saw a little something on here that on May 30th, the town will be doused with a mosquito killing substance.
Yes.
Is
So that happened. That
Oh.
happened because
Oh.
that happened right before Scandinavian days.
That's right.
It did.
Because we are past
Past
Scandinavian
Scandinavian.
days.
You are past that. You keep bringing it up, but
So-
I'm past that
Yeah,
now.
no, it's definitely already happened.
Yes.
It's
So,
done.
to make Scandinavian days happen, there's a lot of involvement with it.
Yeah.
And thanks to the streets department who made sure, yes, the mosquitoes were taken care of, because all of a sudden they decided to show their face right before Scandinavian days. That all that moisture kind of
Imagine that.
So did a great job of spraying. So we always appreciate that to lessen that population for Scandinavian
Absolutely.
days. So more
Yeah.
population of people can come in to enjoy the festival. So
Nice.
yeah.
What's the science on the mosquito spraying? What exactly are we putting out there? What is that stuff?
That's a great question. And we should have the street
we
guys. I'm feeling we should have them come.
In years past, I've never been told don't go outside. So I'm
I
just
don't
trusting that it's like, I'll be okay.
I don't
I'm
think
fine.
you should probably run out when they're doing it. Maybe stay inside while that's getting
Try to
blown,
capture
but
it
then
in-
you can
in
come out and
bags
enjoy.
and
Yeah.
breathe it in.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Okay.
But it is nice having less mosquitoes because
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure over the years I've read articles where people are like, maybe we shouldn't. And then scientists were like, no, they're just all terrible.
Yeah, yeah. And-
There's no good purpose for them.
No.
And it's
We don't need to look
Why?
like we have chicken pox.
Exactly.
So we're good.
That's what
It's all
I'm
about
going
us,
for here.
not looking like that. Truly.
What else is on your list? what do we got this
I'm
week?
just going to continue to plug about the carousel. So the carousel is open, operating daily.
Yeah.
Right now. And so we have a little bit of shifted hours. It used to be back in the history days. People remembered it was open from noon to 7 p.m. We don't do that anymore. It's a long time to stand there. So we kind of have adapted. So always follow the not Scandinavian, it's back on that. Jeepers. It's kind of
It's
like
already
it's
done.
like in my
already-
bloods.
I don't even know why you would be thinking
I
about
don't
it
know why I
because
would be
it
thinking
already
about that.
happened and it's clearly Monday morning.
It's clearly Monday
What
morning.
is happening?
I know. So the carousel, make sure you follow our Facebook page. We always post hours and things that are happening there. We also do have a website through the Chamber Main Street page. So always follow that. And, like I said, it's the greatest thing to come take your family to for $1 per person. Where else can you go spend $1?
Yeah.
And get to do something fun for 3 whole minutes.
No, that's fair.
Three whole minutes, the right is. That's a
The-
common
the-
question people ask.
The only thing that I would compare it to is back in the day when you really wanted to hear a song and it was $1 on iTunes and the song would be approximately 3 minutes. But now that doesn't even hold up because
doesn't.
now I believe they are $1.99.
Yeah, and you can't
So.
even go to the dollar store because it's $1.25 now.
But back in my day,
You could
songs were only $1.
not no more. Now you get to listen to 2 on the carousel in 3 minutes.
Right.
For $1.
I would like to start a segment that won't last very long, but it's gonna be called Ask Shannon Anything.
Absolutely.
Are you on board?
I am
with this?
totally on board.
Okay. We call it ASA, which is actually the same abbreviation for my eye surgery that I had, but that was much more painful than this is going to be.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, first question I have.
Yep.
What is the latest on Fairway?
I love that topic.
Right?
Love that topic. So we are over the moon after years of working economic development and city council and just community members to be able to say that Fairway is coming. We broke ground
Right.
just about a month ago. We were out there breaking ground. They have been busy working almost at least 5 days a week, if not 6. I see
Okay.
movement out there. So
Yeah.
busy working on that. Anticipated opening, we are hoping still in 2024.
Okay.
Not a confirmed date yet. Weather goes into play and just things like that. But Fairway is amazing. They have crews that this is what they specialize in. They build Fairway stores.
I don't know if they know what they're in for.
They're-
Like I understand that there's a couple of them in Ames, and I know that they're busy. I go there, but I have a feeling that they're going to be pleasantly surprised with this.
Fairway
with this
is
branch.
very excited just for the demographics of our community, but also those that are in close proximity, such as Hubbard and Radcliffe
Right?
and
Yeah,
Roland.
they don't have to drive as far.
You don't. And we have a lot of people that travel in to work here daily. So it's actually like a 13-person different amount of people that go out to work and people coming in. We actually get 13 more people according to our market study. And those people are living as far away as I know there's people that travel from Hampton Iowa
Wow,
to
yeah.
work at EB on a daily basis. So, so we pull from it a wide variety of people outside of our community. So it'll be a blessing to not only our community, but those around us.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, I have another one.
Okay.
So a lot of people drive up and down Broad,
Yep.
obviously. What is the story with the old hardware store? What is happening there?
The old hardware store. I'm hoping everybody is watching the progress on that. Very blessed to have worked, honestly, this is beginning of year 4 to work on that. We lost our hardware store during the pandemic and
Right.
it did not come back. But a local couple decided to invest in a building downtown and restore it kind of back to its glory. So it's going to look very similar to what you would have seen it originally. One main thing that you will notice here once the windows get put in the front is that instead of it being one large space, it will actually be 2 spaces. So 2
Excellent.
spaces, about 1,500 square feet. To kind of adapt to a lot of places don't need a 3,000 square feet location in a downtown.
Right,
They are
right,
looking
right.
for the smaller space. So adapting and pivoting that way. Another big change to it will also be that it'll be handicap accessible on the front.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Very
so,
cool.
hoping the project will wrap up. Our initial goals or their initial goals was to be ready for Scandinavian Days. It was always our goal. That
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
But looking forward to being hopefully done this summer.
Good.
Yes.
Let's see. Do I have any other questions? Ask Shannon anything.
Well, I'm hoping lots of people will ask things in the comments below these videos.
Yeah, let's do that.
So
because
we can,
I'll go ahead and read those out loud. If
Yeah.
you guys wanna know anything about the town,
Yep.
the goings on, or anything like that.
or if
So-
you know of anybody you would like to hear from. I'm happy to
Right.
line up people in our community that maybe you would like to pick their ear about. So
Yeah,
definitely,
eventually there will be another seat in this room.
will.
So not
Yeah.
that this room isn't 100% put together right now.
right now.
At least the parts
Absolutely.
you can see.
Maybe not the people sitting in the chairs, but the wall is put together.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, absolutely.
Is that all we got?
I think that's good for this week.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. Appreciate you checking in, and we'll be back same bat time, same bat channel next
Awesome.
week. All right.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.